Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old geek reacts, reviews, and off times reminisces. Today we're doing what is probably one of my favourite finds of the year so far. Magick, who play black metal probably the way I like it most, by and large. Certainly up there, absolutely. And to explain what I mean, rather than waffling bollocks all the time, we'll just listen to one of the tracks, which should adequately demonstrate what it is I would struggle to say. I'm a sucker for black metal that's played through a veil of static. There's basically, regardless of the music, there's a sodium fizz to this, which far from detracting or obfuscating the music, it actually enhances it. And done. I mean, it's all about balance and how much of that background or foreground, in this case static, you apply. And for me they've got the balance spot on here, and of course the rest of the music is raucous, rolls along. Doesn't adequately explain the pace. It just barrels along, full of menace and if you forget all the genre descriptors, he says, knocking the microphone, if you forget all the genre descriptors and you said, right, this is metal, describe it with a colour, you would without hesitation call it black, even if black metal as a thing didn't exist. The great thing about miasmic music like this is you have options. You can either just be swept along by the fear of it all and just surrender to it and just accept it for what it is. And in my case, it'll put me into not a trance as such, but certainly into a place where I'm happy Or if you want, you can scrape away the filth and pay attention to what's happening beneath it all. And there's a lot going off beneath the surge that, if you choose to, you can pick up and enjoy the components of, rather than just the whole thing knocking you flat. So there you go. It certainly isn't one-dimensional, even though if you from outside of your genre preferences, if you were more mainstream music, you probably would describe it as one-dimensional, because it's the usual noise descriptor, and there's fuck all wrong with noise, but there's far more to it than that, as we know. Never been caught up in a tornado. I don't think I ever want to be, but I can imagine that if you were to find yourself in the middle of the vortex, where things, I presume, are still and calm, albeit briefly, the view from within, with that swirling mass around you, that with anything from branches to trucks spiraling around and being cast out. I mean, the density would be such that you wouldn't see what was beyond the wind and what it carries, the debris that it's carrying. This is what this song reminds me of. It is constant movement, even as slower bits in this, because of that static background still convey a sense of movement, rapid movement, even when the actual rhythm, if you like, is far slower. Yeah, lovely stuff. To say that there's something ritualistic about this. Now that might be my subconscious realization of the, because I never ever look at album titles or song titles unless I have to. And of course, I've just realised looking at that Rituals is mentioned in the album title, so maybe that suggested my thought. But there is something ritualistic about it. It's that repetition. It's almost a ritual of torment. There there are times when things like self-flagellation, pain and things is used as a ritualistic device for various religions, and they can crack on with that as long as I'm concerned. But there's no doubt that I'm going to say pain. I have no experience of that. The pain I've ever experienced has been pain I didn't want. But I can't imagine how the constant pummel of something like this does. I do know this because whilst it's not a religious experience, I do feel exalted by a constant barrage of music like this. So I suppose, yeah, in some ways I can understand it. So before I go off on some daft tangent and can't link anything I'm trying to say back together again, I'll leave it at that, and let's get our ears ripped off for the end. So there you go. Even without the ominous ending, there was at times in this track, not sure what was creating it, but there was a very sinister drone sort of sound that films often use to warn of imminent peril of some description, and it worked very well in that way on this track, but also as a thickener, if you will. I mean, this track and the tracks on these albums are dense as it is, but making it even heavier, and I mean that not in the traditional heavy metal sense, but heavier in the atmosphere, just increased my enjoyment of this track immensely. Anyway, I think on balance so far for this year, this is shaping up to be my favourite. You can never, we got left 3 months of the year left to see if that changes. Even if it does, it still means it's going to be top 5 favourite album of the year without any doubt whatsoever. Anyway, clicky bollocks, catch you all next time. Cheerio.